Okay, that was a thing. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Charles. This is episode 12 of my Mars mission. I just watched a video update from the powers that be here about something new that's going to be coming to the new domes they build, and some of the things may affect my dome here too. So I'm definitely going to have to look into that a little bit more later. For now, though, we have a few things to get done today. We have surpassed our 5,000 trees planted mark now. I think we're at like 5,100 something. So we are well on our way for that. Crops are still growing, as you can see. We have some to harvest. One of the things, of course, Meagan has been here, and we've done all the morning stuff and everything. And I also had a worker come in, and a couple of them, and we had them do all the fertilizing and spread herbicide on all the fields that we planted in the last episode. As we come over here, you may see these wheels of cheese, or this wheel that's being created out of these sections of cheese. These are the collectibles on this map, and you may recall in one of my earlier episodes that I said I wasn't going to do the collectibles. Well, I'm not. Meagan actually sent me a message and said that she and her friends were a little bit bored and needed something to do, and I had mentioned to her about not looking for the collectibles, and that it just wasn't worth my time. And she wondered if I would be okay with her bringing a group over and doing that. And I said sure. And my goodness, she in all there were about 10 of them, including Meagan. And they came over and they walked all over this map. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, what is it? They've got, about 3 sections, 3 more collectibles to find, and they'll have all of those. What I didn't know, because I had never really thought about it, was that that's kind of an incentive that they put out here, because they start you out with a certain amount of money. That's one of the incentives they start you out with, because it's totally insane, but you earn $10,000 for every one of these collectibles that you find. And so I told Meagan and all of her friends, I said, okay, hey, as soon as you find all of them, I don't need the money, but that amount of money I will go ahead and donate to their school for supplies or whatever it is that they need. So they're all very excited about that. I think they're going to be probably back over here, going over this place with a fine-tooth comb, looking for the rest of those collectibles. And that's perfectly fine with me. As you can see, I have some equipment here. Hopefully I have my tractor here already set with the lime, which I forget every time I get so excited about planting a new field and getting it cut in and everything, that I forget to do the lime. Hopefully I will remember to do lime first this time before we plant something new. So we're going to start with the harvesting. And let's see, I have unfolded, lower the harvester, and I'm going to turn that on. And this is where I'm probably gonna rant just a little bit about that video that I watched. So anyone who doesn't want to hear anything about that, this would be a great time for you to mute your sound and just enjoy the view of the harvester. The first thing, there are some big changes coming to the domes, and not all of them do I logically have good feelings about. I don't know where, I don't know why those changes are being made, and I think that things could have been done to other changes that would have been better, basically, than what they've chosen to concentrate on. The first is apparently in the new domes, they're putting a train in around the perimeter, not up above, on the perimeter down below, and just in what I'm doing and what some other people are doing, I know that's gonna, it's an elevated train, at least during parts of it. I don't know. I can't remember where they said, the station where you're going to be selling to the train, or taking your products to the train to be sold. I can't remember where that was set, or if there may have been two places for it, or whatever. It's just the practicality of that train that I question. We already have a shuttle system for taking products, and a sale point on the map for the export to Earth. And apparently that is, I think if memory serves me correctly, because I was so stunned by some of this, that sell point is going to possibly go away in favor of the train. Now that train being at the perimeter is going to interfere with some of the trees that I've already planted and some of the fields that I've already created, and I know that some of the other farmers have created fields over in those areas too that might interfere with. And I'm just not sure about the cost to benefit ratio, I guess. Let's get technical about the money, I guess, which is something I don't normally do. But you've got a train, which is an enormous infrastructure addition, put in for a map that's no bigger than what this is. I mean, even without my run multiplier, I can go from one side of this map, pretty easily in a short time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the train is for, other than maybe some entertainment value. Then again, I don't know that I want to hear the train going around as one of the added sounds in this dome. Obviously, I think I'm grandfathered here. Some of these things I can say nope, don't want it, and maybe I won't have to get it. So the dome there, not the dome, the train is the first thing. So obviously, I don't see where that's a benefit on a map this size. I think having the one sell point and everything managed from there is just fine. Also, they're going to put a rocket right outside the dome, and that's supposed to be apparently where the train delivers everything to literally be sent back to Earth. That kind of I don't know what their thinking was as far as I'm going to break the fourth wall of everything right now, and just say, in this game, there are, I guess, a couple of ways that you can play it. I've seen some people playing this with the thought that this is the only dome. This is the only dome on Mars. It's the first one. It's you're farming the 15 fields. You're looking for the goals, all that kind of stuff. And personally, I just don't. If that's the case, then the dome was built, or what's inside the dome was built wrong to begin with. You have the shop, you have productions, you have sale points and everything, and logically, when you have all of that, you have people to work them. So I assume that, I am not running the spinnery and the oil factory and the grape processing and the bakery and the grain mill, all of those things, like that. Those things, I'm treating it as if there are other people who come to work every day to run those facilities, and so obviously the other way that you can play is the way that I'm doing, where I assume that there are other domes out there and in other places, and other people are growing other things, and you know how much I've depended on that view of things if you've seen my other videos. I like it that way much more. I think the addition of the rocket outside of the dome kind of defeats that idea. That says that there's a rocket there that's taking everything that you put in, literally and exporting it to Earth. And I don't think, I just don't think, I'm sorry, but, we started out with 15 fields in here. If I didn't create other fields and I'm just doing 15 fields, given the length of time that it takes crops to grow, that is not financially feasible to be sending that much product back to Earth. It's only feasible if you have enough people here on Mars and doing this work, and everybody collectively sending things in that they are not putting in their colony storage and that they're not using on their own farm. They're putting it in. The way I've set it up, I think, is in the administration dome, that somebody there takes account of what all they have. They do basically a colony first of what the needs are here, and then they keep a certain percentage of all that to be used here for people in the other domes. Like I buy total mixed ration for the cows that some other farmer has created, and they created more than they needed, and they sold it. And I really like that cooperative idea a lot better. I think the addition of the rocket outside was just to give a place for the train to sell it to, but you've got one train making just a round around the dome for no reason. You could have a conveyor belt that I could dump everything that I was going to sell from this dome, that takes it out to the rocket, and then for some completely illogical reason, you would have that rocket then blast off with everything that I want to sell to take it straight back to Earth. So that's my first rant. I just don't like I don't like that idea. I think it limits what the idea of what you can do here, if that's how it's supposed to operate. So that's my first thing. There's another thing, and this one, just might come down, because it may not be a decision made just in the new domes. It might be a new policy that they are changing, and that's what I have to find more about. We currently have a facility where you can not only, if you have a production on this map, that you can make fuel. You can at the same point over. It's the one originally that I went to thinking it was the export to Earth, and it was around. Actually, export to Earth was around that big hill, that dirt mound that was there, that they've taken away for me now. You can both sell and buy fuel. You can refill all your tractors with fuel and your harvesters and everything with fuel there, and and you pay for it. It costs money to buy that fuel, and so somebody out there is creating it. We're not, I don't know how much or if any of that is being imported. In the new version, they are taking away the buying fuel from that point. You are only selling, which means they are then forcing you in a map that originally had certain goals set, and they were farming goals. Planting trees and animals. Raising a certain number of animals and the certain number of beehives and a certain liter capacity on 6 different crops, and so that was fine. And the productions that are in the map, as far as I'm concerned, not only take my crops that I put in them, but they take crops from other ones because each of those facilities has a limited capacity, and some farmers make more capacity than what the productions in their dome can handle. So I think they bring it here. So even if I am not putting crop into those productions, that doesn't mean that they're sitting there completely idle. So that's just more of my idea of there being a collective going on. But I only profit and get the product from the amount that I put in, as to what comes out, and then it's my choice of what I want to do with it. And so that's being done. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, you could do this entire map just entirely on the farming, and you could completely ignore all the productions. I've started a little bit. I've put some into it. I am going to try and get all of the productions that are over there going. I even added one in, or a couple, I guess, if you consider the fermenting silo a production. So if you're not able to buy your fuel, then basically they are forcing you into a production. It's going to be a diesel production. If in just diagonal on the other side of the map from us, there are those production buildings over there that don't currently have a use, and I don't know what they're for. It's not an active production. It's just something there to take up space. Apparently, over in there, among that, without deleting any of those useless buildings, they're going to be putting a diesel production over there. And if you want fuel for your tractors and everything, you're going to have to put some of your crop, and you're going to have to grow crops in order to put in there to create the fuel for your tractors. And there again, if you're here on your own and nobody else is making any, if you're operating on that idea, I guess that's what you have to do. It is not ideal for the way I think about it, with there being multiple domes and it being a collective. Again, that's just not the way I see this endeavor here. So, goodness, the next thing. Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the things that were in that video. They are you may remember our command center over where I was just showing you that cheese wheel that's being created. Those right now are the collectibles. Apparently the collectibles are going to change because that idea was left over from something else. And so they're going to change what the collectibles are. I'm not sure if they're going to change the placement of them or whatever, if they're going to reset any of that or whatever. There's also that the building that's supposed to be the building itself that's supposed to be the command center that currently if thankfully, it doesn't have any collision on it, because some of my machinery, when I first started, was inside that building, and I would have had no way to get it out if the doors themselves were not operable, which I had no indication that they were, but there was no collision, so I wouldn't have known anyway. So anyway, that whole it's like two buildings over there, and that whole thing is going away, and they're putting a new one in. Now, I do not know whether this one has collision on it or not, but it's a smaller building. It goes a little bit more vertical, then it's not so spread out, because next to it is where basically and that I actually have no problem with. I'm like, sure, hey, free up some room over there. Make a new building. Go ahead and make it with collision, even if we can't use it for anything. Make it so that it's there and it's I can't farm through it or something like that. So that one, I was perfectly fine with. Sure, okay, do that. The next thing was, and there was a mod, and I wish I could remember who it was by. In some of that space where the second building of the command center was, where we initially had a tractor and a forklift and a small trailer was in there. I think it's the tractor that we're using for refilling water and everything on our greenhouses was originally in there. But now that area is free, and they've put in this mod, and I agree, the mod itself is really cool. I like it. I'm not sure I like or agree with the way that it's being used. It is your new, basically your new house, I guess, when you start. I don't know if you'll have the ability to sell it and put in something of your own choice. But I will admit this thing is cool. Well, I guess let me tell you about it. It's sitting there. The building that's above ground. Yes, it does go below ground. The building above ground is almost like a small shed, but futuristic looking. It's very space age and everything. It has a great look to it. We'll start out, I guess, next to it. I don't know if it's a connected thing or what. I think maybe it is. It's connected with the mod. Is your workshop? Your workshop is a thing where you go over, you activate it, and there is a 2-level elevator that the ground opens up. The elevator comes above ground, and you put your machinery on it, and then you lower it down. You lower it down into the ground, and then you can put machinery on both of those levels, so you can put more machinery in there, and then you lower it back down into the ground. Some metal doors close over the ground, and so you're not going to fall into the hole or anything like that. So then you go into your house, into this little shed, and you go in, and the upper floor, all there is just a walkway in there, and it leads over to a little square metal elevator, and that. With no walls in it or anything like that. It's just a little platform that you step on. It takes you down into the lower level. That part, I think, all of that, I think, is really cool. You get down, and it's like one room down below. It's got a kitchen. There's even an arcade game down in there. Apparently, the person who modded that. Who created that mod is that's what they work with, old arcade style games, maybe restoring them or whatever. So that's really neat. You turn around, there's a living room area with a sofa. Now here's where the problem comes. That's basically it. That's the one room. and the sofa in there has a sleep trigger on it. So I guess this is where you are, that's supposed to be where you sleep, on that sofa. Oh, wow, I filled up completely. I did not realize that. Okay, well, let's bring it back around here. I wasn't planning on that right away, so I'll have to, let's see, where did I leave my trailer? I think it's still over in the dome over here. Yeah, but you see right here, this building, and then the other one here with this on top of it that we can run right through and everything, no collision on them. Those are the two that are going away, and where this one is right here, that's where that elevator is over here, and then the small shed is right here that takes us down underground. So yeah, it's got that sofa down there to sleep on. I personally, if I was actually here, oh yes, I have this already ready for this, and we are hooked to it. Yay! Okay, I had already done that before I got the message. The message about that video, and I went back up and watched that, and my helpers that were here finished while I was doing that. So anyway, yeah, you go down into that, and there's that sofa down there, and that's your sleep trigger. I don't think that if I were here long term that I would want to sleep on a sofa. I didn't come all the way from Earth. There's no reason for us to rough it. I definitely think as I'm working in my game here that my wife is going to be joining me. I think she'll take one look at that sofa and she'll sleep on it for as long as it takes for her to get take another ship back to Earth, and I'll be relegated to one of the animal pens. So yeah, that's that would not be a good time. It would not be great for me. So okay, that's 96% full. And we'll go around. That should clear up enough space for us to get in, if I can get in there. So yeah, that's the problem I see with it. And then so if you're planning on more than one person, if you want more comfortable digs and stuff like that, the way I see it, as a home. As a home to be used on here, if all you're looking for is a sleep trigger and there's not much story to your gameplay, then hey, sure, that's fine. For those of us who are trying to make it a little bit more immersive, that's not going to do at all. It's not going to fit into that narrative that I've created. So, anyway, right behind the sofa, those elevators that you have lowered down for your workshop, the idea that you can bring your things into your garage, and from that underground area, you'll be able to work on your vehicles and repair them, repaint them, whatever it is that you're going to do to them. Or you could just store them down there, but then your vehicles are in the same place, or there's no door, there's no wall. It's just you go directly into your workshop from your home, essentially. So, while I agree that mod is absolutely wonderful, I think if they were to mandate that I had that, I would make them let me keep the home that I already have, and that would basically become my man cave. When my wife needs me out of the house or something like that, that would be where I would be relegated to. And relegated to wouldn't even be a good term for it. I'd probably like going down in there just to get away and have a place where I can go. Heck, I can even, if I wanted to, leave it for my workers and stuff. Okay, let's go and empty this. Now this is canola, so this is not one of the crops that we're putting in our colony storage. So, however, it is one of the crops that we need for our pig food. We've got 52,000 liters of it here. I'm not even sure how much what the capacity is on the pig food silo in there, where it's making our food. So anyway, I will continue to tell you so like I say, that mod would be a good clubhouse, or a man cave, place for workers to relax. Meagan could bring her friends over and use it. I'd have to make sure it was okay with her mom first, and all those parents. I don't want to make it a total every weekend teenage hangout or anything. But it's a great mod. I like it. I just don't like it being used as the primary, as a primary residence. So then it gets to going over into that area there where we've been talking about where the command center is, where the new workshop class home area is going to be, where I've got my greenhouses. Those garages that are over there, those white ones that have the airlock doors that open and everything, I'm not currently using them. I think I have one trailer in there. It's a trailer. I don't think I actually told you guys about that. It was a small trailer that I bought because the grape production over there needed water, seeds, and manure, and I took some manure to it. I had put water in it, and I said, okay, I don't have any bags of seed or anything like that, and so I went and bought a pallet of seed, only to find out that that production, the grape orchard there, I guess. The grape orchard there wants seeds, but it will not take them from a pallet. I set the pallet all over that place trying to get it to take it, and nope. Oh, there we go, right into almost into our sunflower crop there. And so let's see, got all of 3% of this harvester left to take out, and that pig food production took all of that. So I'll just go ahead and give all this to it too. Get that back out, and I'll just drive this since I'm in it. But anyway, those, so I had to get a small trailer to, oh wow, that seems not worth it. And so I had to get a small trailer to put seeds in. I had to buy seeds to fill that trailer with, and it would let me dump seeds, but it would not take it from a pallet. I'm guessing it probably wouldn't have taken it from a bag either. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing not. I don't know. But anyway, I got the trailer, so that's what that's for, and I think that's the only thing in those garages over there. Currently, I guess I can kind of drive over there and show you. I know if all of you have been on this map before or seen any other videos, then you know where I'm talking about, but it'll be good to illustrate. All of those are completely gone. Those 5 equipment storage areas are completely gone. In their place are, in the place of every single one of those, is that same elevator system. 5 different sets of that elevator system that is used for the shop on that house mod is what goes over here. And not only that, also your equipment dome, the one that I use for the majority of my equipment and everything, that dome is no longer there. They have taken, in the next version, they're planning to take that dome away and to put in 2 more of those double layer, or 2 or 3, maybe 3, like 3 copies of those double layer elevators. And not only it's for the controls, you raise each one of the elevators, each one of the 3 elevators you raise individually. So what they're setting up is, one, I don't know if I'll be able to fit as much of my equipment in there as I can in the dome, but I guess they really do mean for you to put some over where those white buildings are, that they're putting elevators there. I guess I could store other things there. But then visually, I have no idea. I've got so much equipment right now. If I don't park it back in those domes, I forget where I've put things. And so I am very, very likely to forget which of those 3 equipment areas, or the other 5 over there, or is it, am I looking at it while I'm sleeping on the sofa because I've stored it over at my house? I don't see that as being all that practical. The reasoning also is one that, the reasoning for it is something that baffles me too. I have to be honest. They say that the reason for it, their thinking on it anyway, is because at night it can get really cold here on Mars, and you'll want to protect your tractors and your equipment and everything by putting them underground on those elevators. Now, yes, it does get cold at night on Mars. But guess what? It's also cold on Mars during the day. Just a little lesson for, some of you may know this already. Maybe you know enough about Mars. Some of this is part of the game, and I don't fault the map creator, Farmer Bob, for not being able to change this. But the game is basically set to, if you're playing seasons, which I am not, and there's a very good reason for it. One, I usually don't play seasons, but that's not, that's neither here nor there. The logic of it is that the seasons on Mars are not the same as the seasons on Earth. If you are playing them on here, yes, like I say, it's part of the game. It's part of the game mechanics. All of the maps are basically built off of a template, I guess, or a set of templates, and some of the things are baked in. So 12 months in a year. You can choose how many days in those months you want to do, but there's still 12 months in the year. Um, but the uh, the Mars year does not last for 12 months. It's much further out than Earth. Uh, the it takes 23 Earth months essentially for Mars to go around the sun to make a Martian year. Um, it does have all four seasons, just like Earth does, but spring is 7 months long, summer is 6 months long, fall is 6 months long, and winter is 4 months long. And so the length of those seasons, as we call them anyway, which may be, which is justified just in our own way that we want to categorize things, to categorize those as those individual four seasons. Um, and while it is possible, they want to talk about the nighttime temperature, but I say, I'm sorry, it's cold during the day too. So so I'm operating on the idea anyway that the domes inside the domes have air, so I don't have to wear a spacesuit. Is one thing. Also, that the domes are heated. So that in itself tells me, okay, maybe I don't need to put my stuff underground if the interior of the dome is heated. They seem to think that you only need to secure your vehicles and everything underground because it gets so cold at night. Well, okay, let me tell you about the warmest time of year on Mars is its summer, and if you are at the equator, it is possible, though not guaranteed, because we know that temperatures fluctuate within the seasons and stuff. But it is possible in the summer, if you are at the equator, which not all of the domes in my thing are supposed to be, it can get up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's 20 degrees Celsius during the day. And that's the high. At night, it can get down to as low as 100 degrees or negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 73 degrees Celsius. So that's at the equator, which tells you that if you're anywhere off of the equator, it is lower than that. If it gets so cold, and so that's daytime. So yes, there is a big difference between daytime and nighttime. But I'm also saying that your daytime temperature may not be above that point, even in the summer, even at the equator, of being considered warm. So they make all these underground things for you to put your vehicles and stuff like that in. So if, in my argument, and I actually, I've actually sent this comment in on the video. If it gets so cold at night, even assuming that their daytime thing was true about the temperature, and it was warm enough that that you could basically leave your tractors and equipment and stuff out during the day, but you only had to put it away at night. Even if that was true, and if it got, like they say, very, very cold at night, so much so that you would have to protect your equipment if it's that cold, your crops are going to die. You're not going to grow any of these crops in any of the seasons if your dome is not heated and you're going through wild temperature fluctuations. Basically, I said, in my comment, I said, if it's that cold in the dome, then you need to have elevators under all 15 of those fields and be able to lower them underground to protect them at night too. And that becomes not feasible. So, which is the simpler idea? Try and create an elevator system so that you have to take your established fields underground. Which, by the way, here I am joining in this one. You can see I'm joining all three of these fields together. In doing that, if they were on an elevator system, I would not be able to do it. You would not be able to extend fields. You would not be able to create new fields because those new fields wouldn't be able to grow anything unless you put an elevator under those two. And I don't know, maybe somebody will make a mod for it. But anyway, that's my thing. There is they are ignoring a lot of real world issues, I guess. But if you are putting something in the game that, you need to do this because of something that we assume in the real world, it gets so cold, well, that can't only extend to the machines. And I don't have anything on here keeping track of the temperature. I know that some people have that. I don't bother with it. So anyway, yeah, that's my rant for this video. I'm sorry it was so preachy. It's just, when I want to go ahead and say this. I love this map. This map was literally a dream of mine. When I was playing other maps before I started putting up videos, and I was thinking about doing it, I was trying to find the perfect map, but as I was playing, I actually thought, I have an interest in space and science fiction and things like that, and so I actually thought, man, wouldn't it be awesome if somebody made a map where you could farm on Mars? And then had no idea that somebody was even working on it. And then a few months later, I run across a video on YouTube of I think it was Mr. Seeley P, I guess, that was doing a tour of a new map, and it was this one. And I said, "Oh my gosh, this is." There are issues with this, some issues with this map, things that I would change. But all in all, I really like this map. I like the challenges that have been set. It's not something that I can come in and, on all of them, just very quickly get it over with and put it down and be done. So it is a bit of a long-term commitment, maybe more than I recognized when I first started it. But I do love this map. I don't know if you can hear it or if you hear it if you play this map. There are sound effects in the background, and I don't know. I don't make maps myself, so I don't know if they are built into the template, or if this was built on top of another map, or what's going on. But there are voices and water sounds and I mean there's kind of a, how would I describe it, like a shift horn at a factory that goes off every now and then. I think that would happen since we have productions. I don't think it would go off as often as it does. Um, there are also like car horns from traffic on this map, and for me, if you're going to make a version 2 of this map, um, I really would have rather that you got rid of all those sound effects and just made it a quiet dome. Just give me the individual sounds of the productions as I go by them, maybe. But you know, no big factory shift horns or car horns or water running when I'm just driving around the map and I'm not near any water sources. That would have been something to fix. It's a minor annoyance. It doesn't ruin the map for me. I've gotten to the point where I kind of ignore it anyway. I guess most of you are feeling pretty much the same. I've heard some other people make some comments about it during their gameplay too. But anyway, here I am. I'm going to go ahead and instead of just liming the new parts of the field where I've joined them together, I'm just going to go ahead and lime the whole thing. Why not? I figure it's only had one crop in it so far, so it hasn't used a whole lot. I could probably be using a lot less lime right now if I was doing precision farming, which I'm also not doing. Anyway, I have ranted pretty much through this through the vast majority of this video. So I just want to let you know that when I finish liming this field, I'm going to seed this field, and we're going to be putting in. I'm going to put. See, what was it I was going to put in here? I'm going to put soybeans in here. We had canola in it last. I'm going to put soybeans in it next. Soybeans is one of the crops that we are keeping, but we might need to take some of it. We'll see where. That's one of the things that it takes in the pig food production too. So we'll see if we need to dump any in there by that time. But anyway, I'm going to finish this off camera. I'm going to go ahead and seed it, and when we come back, we'll be in another day, and we'll see if they make any more announcements that hopefully I don't have to rant too much more. And hopefully Meagan. Oh my gosh, I just realized her name is Meagan. Did I accidentally call her Rachel during some other parts in this video? I probably did, but if you've seen my videos, you know how this is. And now with her grandmother here, it's making it so much harder now. But Meagan, anyway, will probably be back with some of her friends to find the rest of those collectibles, and then I'll have to calculate how many pieces there were and how much I actually owe to her school. But I may decide to go over that amount anyway. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to finish this. We're going to put some soybean in here, and then I will see you in the next episode. I want to thank all of you for watching. If you have not already, could I ask you a favor? If you could go down below and hit the like button, and also subscribe if you have not. Also, if you want to be notified when I make videos and put them up, if you could hit the bell, and you'll be notified then. If you want to leave a comment down below and let me know what your opinion of all those things are. Maybe you play completely different and you're completely fine with sleeping on that sofa, or maybe you want to see a train go around and around and around a map this small. Each to his own. So I will see you all next time, and bye for now.